Hare Krishna. Welcome everybody for Panchanga shravana session. I'm audible.
Your voice is breaking through.
Okay. मतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं प्रकामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। श्रीगुरुश्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च रूपं साक्षात् सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं सादरं सावधूतं परिजनं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं कृष्णपदां सहगणं ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे। अतुलितश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत शिवासादि गौर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. I hope everyone is audible, everyone are able to hear me properly. Welcome all of you to this shravana. It's a unique thing. I will initially introduce the concept of what Panchanga shravana is, when it should be done, why it should be done, what are its benefits, and what is this year's Panchanga, how it is faring. Before that, I would like to remember Lord Vishvāvasu, who is helping in taking out all the obstacles in the process of devotional service. Yasya Tirita Vaktradya Parishad Parashatam Vignan Niganti Satam Vishvāvasenam Samashraye. Vishvāvasenaya Namaha. So, there are the Vedic system involves various processes for gradual purification of a human being. So there will be a lot of fastings, a lot of special festivals and vratas, the process of hearing, the process of chanting, the process of association with sadhus, holy places. So everything, there are different aspects of everything which are somehow or other connected to God. So somehow each of them are connected to God, and somehow each of them will allow us to ensure gradual purification. So one of the things that is a part of our system is the process of Panchanga. The process of hearing what is the right time and knowing what is the right right process of doing things. So I will explain to you what the Panchanga is. Titeshcha Shriyam Apnoti Varat Ayushya Vardhanam. Teshcha Shrim Apnoti Varat Ayushvardhanam Yogat Harate Rogam Karnat Karya Siddhistam Panchanga Shriyam Uttamam. All the opulences will be achieved when we hear about Tithi. And when we know which Vara is there, which is the week, which is the day of the week, then our life increases. Vara Aishwadam, Nakshat, Nakshatra, Papam. All the sins are destroyed when we know what is the right nakshatra. Yoga Roga Nivaranam. All the diseases are destroyed when we know what is the yoga. Karnat Karya Siddhistam. All the activities can be accomplished when we know the right karna. These are the 5 angas of the Panchanga. That is the Tithi, Vara, Nakshatra, Yoga, and Karna. These are the different aspects of time. Time is one big thing, but it is known by different ways. Like it is encapsulated in the name of. Just a minute, excuse me. Yeah, sorry. So there are different ways in which time is calculated, and Tithi is the day. Is the name of the day in the Vedic system. Just like there are 31 days in a month in English calendar. Similarly, there is something like 3 days for each month. However, there is a difference between the Gregorian calendar and the Vedic calendar. The Gregorian calendar will have New Year on the 1st of January every year. Whereas if we ask as to why 1st January is the new year, there is no clarity. There is no scientific reason for that. In India, there are 2 types of calendars. One is called Chandraman and one is called Sauraman Panchanga. Sauramana means based on the movements of the sun, and Chandramana means based on the movements of the moon. So, based on the movements of the sun or moon, it is decided as to which is the day of the year. For example, sun takes 365 days to move. Earth takes 365 days to move around the sun as per modern terminology. Traditionally, there are 12 rashis, and the whole completion of the 12 rashis, it takes 365 days. So, sun has its own way of calculation. Similarly, in the lunar calendar, we see the sun and moon combination. And based on that, there is Purnima, there is Amavasya, there is full moon day, and there is new moon day. And based on all this calculation, we can arrive at a definite scientific reason as to why a particular day is selected as a Tithi, why a particular day is a new year, why a particular day is having Amavasya and all. Hence, this whole Vedic calendar is very scientific. So, there is a unlike the Gregorian calendar. If you see the Gregorian calendar, basically, even traditionally also, it was accepted that March was the beginning of the new year because it was around the equinox. Because the January and February were dysfunctional months, so they had to create a system by which they had to shift the new year to January, something like that. So there is no scientific or systematic logic behind that, whereas the Vedic system provides a proper reason why what is where. So according to the Vedic system, New Year is celebrated in different calendars in different ways. For example, in some parts of India where solar calendar is there, it is celebrated on the 14th of April. Where lunar calendars are there, again there are 2 systems. One is called Gaurabdha or Shuklanta, and there is one more called Amanta. The Shuklanta means it ends with Shukla Paksha, and Amanta means which ends with Amavasya. So the Gaudiya Vaishnavas follow the Shuklanta, wherein they celebrate after Gaur Purnima. After Purnima, they celebrate New Year. Whereas many parts of India, they celebrate after Amavasya, and that is why this is considered the New Year. So in the Vedic culture, the New Year begins with decoration of houses with mango leaves, with flowers, with flags on the terrace of the house. So it's a whole big celebration that is there. people are supposed to wake up early in the morning, and it's not like New Year party, but they are supposed to wake up early in the morning. Abhyanga snana, everyone is supposed to have oil bath. They should apply oil to their body and take bath and get ready and worship the Lord, worship the Supreme Lord, and worship the spiritual master. And once the Lord and spiritual master are worshipped, Brahmanas are invited to the house. Brahmanas come to the house and they study the Panchanga. They read the Panchanga and they tell the people how this year is going to be for everyone. And women and children, they are given new clothes, they are kept happy. And the whole idea is that if the new year is very good, then it's a very good omen for the whole year. The whole year will be auspicious. That is why you see in traditional cultures, everyone is anxious as to how this day will be, how will be our good start, because well begun is half done. So how will be the beginning of our life? Everyone will be anxious to hear about that. So traditionally, one begins the new year by consuming a special food which is made of neem leaves. I mean, there is a combination of jaggery and neem leaves along with black pepper and asafoetida and tamarind. So these things are crushed and made into a paste, and that's the first thing, so that it's a combination of taste. So the thing is that that is the first thing which is indicating that yes, this year will be a mixed bag, because what else you can expect from the material world? Material world is described as Dukhalayam Ashashvatam, place of miseries and a temporary place. So when it's a place of miseries and when it's a temporary place, you would expect that it will have ups and downs, it will not be smooth. So that is the idea that people knew. That is a symptom of knowledge. It's mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. People in knowledge understand that this material world is miserable, whereas people in ignorance think that I will do some adjustment by which I will make this world a very happy place for myself. That is complete ignorance, because the system that God has made, there will be a mixed bag, and we should be ready for that. So, however, one thing is that it's a good omen to start your year nicely. Hence, there are celebrations, there is worship of the Lord, there is worship of the spiritual master, people visit temples. And so, in this way, the whole year will be, people hope that whole year will be auspicious. In the system of the planets, there are 9 planets in the Vedic system, and these planets will be in charge of various departments for every year. So they have their own cabinet, and this cabinet keeps shifting, it keeps rotating every year, it keeps changing. So there is a king of the year, then there is a minister of the year, then there is a person in charge of the first reigns, there is a person in charge of the second reigns, there is a person in charge of clouds. So there is a person in charge to give taste to the fruits, to give taste to the food that we eat. There is a person who is in charge of domestic animals. So each of these planets are having a portfolio for this year. So once we understand this cabinet, then the prediction for the year becomes easy. So there are benefits. It's mentioned in the Panchanga that there are benefits in hearing each of these things. For example, if you know the results of the king of the year, what results he is going to give, then our opulences will be stable. If we know what the minister of the year is going to give, then we will have special skills. We will be able to achieve special skills for this year. If we know what is the planet of the first reigns and what results he will give, then there will be stability in our money, in our earnings. Then similarly for clouds. So each of these things, there is a practical benefit that we gain by hearing them. If we hear the Panchanga once in a year on this special day, Chaitra Shukla Pratipada of Vasant Ruta, that is this day, then all the sins are destroyed, it is said. In Vedic system, it provides opportunity for the destruction of sins. Like, for example, you take bath in Ganga, or you take bath in the Triveni Sangama, or you go to holy places, you worship Mother Cow, you do Pradakshina of Tulsi. So there are so many ways by which a man can close his account, because as long as yesham twantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam drudavrata. To have a steady determination to practice devotional service, certain sins should be erased, and for that a pious lifestyle is essential. And one of the elements of this pious lifestyle is the hearing of the Panchanga every year. So here the benefits of hearing the Panchanga is that all sins will be destroyed. One will have a long life and a good social position. Poverty is destroyed, and happiness, wealth, and gains are gained. So there are a lot of benefits from hearing this. Now, all this is okay, but from a practical point of view, what is the benefit of hearing the Panchanga? There are many benefits. For example, if it's a farmer who is hearing, he can plan his year if he knows that the first rains are profuse or the second rains are profuse or there is shortage of rains. He can plan his crops, he can plan when to sow, when to reap. Similarly, if a businessman knows the system, then businessman can plan his investments and profits. People in general, they will know how the year is. They will be mentally prepared for any good and any bad, any major good and major bad forecasted individually or collectively. It helps people a lot. Prediction on political happenings will also help get some direction. So, astrology, Jyotisha, is the chakshu of the Vedas. It is the eye of the Vedas, because lot of these practical things, when predicted in advance, it really gives a good direction for us in life. So that's why Titeshta Dhanamapnoti Varad Ayushvardhanam Nakshatrad Harade Papam Yogat Roga Nivaranam Karnat Karya Siddhistam Panchanga Shreyamuttamam. So with by studying about the Tithi, we are supposed to we get wealth, and by studying of the Vara Ayushvardhanam, our lifespan will increase. Naksharatrat Harade Papam, by hearing about the Nakshatra, our Papa, our sins will be destroyed. Yoga Troga Nivaranam, by hearing about the yoga, we will be free from diseases. Karnat Karya Siddhistam, whatever we want can be achieved if we hear about Karna. And overall, if we hear about Panchanga, it will give the best possible benefits for everyone. So, these things are very, very important for a human life, because even if we are having basic necessities fulfilled and all these things are a life without sin, a life without diseases, these are basic things which help lead a good lifestyle and which help in progressive devotion also. That is why these things are quite important. Now, coming to the current Panchanga. So current Panchanga this year is called, it starts with Adya Brahmana Dvitiya Prarde. This is the second half of the life of Brahma. Brahma lives for 100 years. And this is the second part of his 100 years lifespan, which means his 50 years are over. And this is the 51st year. 51st year, it's the first day that is going on currently. So practically speaking, it's Brahma's birthday. Today is Brahma's birthday. Today means it will be for our whole lifetime and our whole many Kaliyugas that are going to come. It will be Brahma's birthday only. It is the first day of the 51st year of Brahma. And the amount of time that has elapsed since Brahma is woken up in the morning is 13 Gatikas, 42 Palas, and 3 Aksharas have elapsed. So basically, approximately, one of the devotees was calculating, it is like 11:40 a.m. for Brahma in the morning. He is another 20 minutes away from his Sandhya Vandana of the afternoon. So, what is the life of Brahma? Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyat Brahmano Vidu Ratri Yuga Sahasrantam Deho Ratra Vidojana. Brahma stays for 1000, Brahma's day is for 1000 Chaturayugas. What is one Chaturayuga? One Kaliyuga is 4,32,000 years. And through Dwapar Yuga is twice that, and Treta Yuga is 3 times of that, and Satya Yuga is 4 times that. So altogether, the 4 yugas together, Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali Yuga, altogether is 43,20,000 years. Now, this 43,20,000 years, when multiplied by 1000, whatever be the figure, that is 1 day of Brahma. And equal amount is 1 night. In the night, there is no creation, Brahma just sleeps. Whereas during the day, he performs all the activities of creation. So in the day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus that come. So the names of 14 Manus are listed in the Bhagavatam. Swayambhuva is the first Manu, Swarochisha, Uttama, Tamasa, Raivata, Chakshusha, and Vaivasvata. Vaivasvata is the 7th one. Eighth one is Savarni, then Daksha Savarni, Brahma Savarni, Dharma Savarni, Rudra Savarni, Deva Savarni, and Indra Savarni. These are the 14 Manus. Of the 14 Manus, 6 Manus lifetimes are already over till Chakshusha Manu. Currently, Vaivasvata Manu's time is going on, Vaivasvata Manvantare. Of the Vaivasvata Manu's time, each Manu has 71 Chaturyugas, of which 27 Chaturyugas are over, and the 28th Chaturyuga of Vaivasvata Manvantara is going on. Adya Brahmana Dvitiya Pradesh Shvetavaraha Kalpe Vaivasvata Manvantare. This Kalpa is known as Shvetavaraha Kalpa because white colored Varahadeva appeared at the beginning of this day of Brahma. So Shvetavaraha Kalpe Vaivasvata Manvantare, Vaivasvata Manu's time is going on. Ashtavimshati Tame, 28th Chaturyuga is going on. Of that, Kali Yuga is going on. And this Kali Yuga, 4,32,000 years, is again divided into 6 parts. Sorry, Panchanga initially requires some technical details. Kindly bear with me. These technical details have to be shared. There are 6 divisions of this Kali Yuga. They are called 6 shakas. The 6 shakas are, the first shaka is of Yudhishthira of Indraprastha, Yudhishthira Shaka. It is of 3044 years. The second shaka is Vikrama Shaka of Vikrama of Ujjaina, and it is 135 years. Third is Shalivana Shaka, Shalivana of Paithana. Currently that is going on, Shalivana Shaka, and that is going to last for 18,000 years. After 18,000 years of Shalivana Shaka is over, Vijayabhinandana Shaka, Vijayabhinandana king, he is going to be on the banks of the Vaitarani river. So his time will be going on, Vijayabhinandana Shaka, which is going to be for 10,000 years. After 10,000 years, there will be Nagarjuna of Gauda Desha. So this will be approximately 28 plus 3, 31,000 years. So it will be 26,000 years from now, Nagarjuna Shaka will start. And Nagarjuna will be from Gauda Desha, and his period will be for 4 lakh years. Finally, at the end of Kali Yuga, there will be last 821 years dedicated to Kalki from Kolhapura. The Supreme Lord Kalki is going to come. His Shaka will be for the last 821 years. It will be Kalki Shaka. So of all these different Shakas from the beginning of Kali Yuga, currently 5,126 years of Kali Yuga have elapsed. So 5,126 years of Kali Yuga are over. Currently 5,127th year is starting. And according to Gaudiya Vaishnavas, current year is called Gaurabda 539. Means this is the 539th year since Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared in this world. So this year is called Vishvāvasu nāma samvatsara. So there are altogether 60 samvatsara. Each year has a different name. Like that, there are 60 years having 60 names. So of which the year previous year was Kroti Nam Samvatsara. The year before that was Shobhakruta Nama Samvatsara. Currently it is Vishvāvasu Nama Samvatsara. Vishvāvasu Nama Samvatsara, basic prediction is there will be less rains, less rain production. There will be an increase of diseases and reduced wealth. So we were discussing about cabinet. Every year there will be defined cabinet. So for the Vishvāvasu Nama Samvatsara, the cabinet will be as follows. The king will be sun. Minister will also be sun. Minister for clouds will also be sun. The minister of the first rains will be Mercury. And the Rasapati, the minister responsible for taste in everything, is going to be Shukra, Venus. And the minister for the second rains is going to be Moon, Chandra. Nirasadipati, the minister responsible for taking out all the taste from things, is Mercury. This year, the name of the cloud that is going to shower rain is called Nilaka. Every year, there is a specific cloud which is going to shower rains. So Nilaka is the cloud that is going to shower rains this year. The Naga who is responsible for this year is Vasuki. And the minister for domestic animals is Yamraja. Now, what does this mean to us? How each of these things are going to affect us? So that is where this prediction comes. If the king is sun, then the grains and flowers production, the production of fruits is going to be reduced. and there will be a lot of trouble from thieves. Stealing and other things will be rampant. There will be shortage of water and there will be increase of diseases. Similar is the case when the minister is also sun. So it's going to be double trouble this time. And people will live in fear because they will be troubled by diseases, or they will be troubled because of thieves who will steal money. That's a symptom of Kali Yuga. People are directly stealing money. Either they enter your house and steal, or indirectly through uh, your QR codes and all. You are anyway, you are forced to shed your money. So stealing is rampant. Uh, Minister of Clouds, sun means again reduced rain. There will be trouble from rats. Rats will eat all the produce, and there will be diseases. One good thing is that because the first part of the rains is governed by Mercury, this Mercury will do a slight adjustment. It's just like the king doesn't want to give the results, but then some assistant, some PA of the king is close to us. He will give something which is good for us. Similarly, this Mercury, who is in charge of the first rains, so he'll ensure that the first rains will be good. The first part of the rains will be good, and due to which, within this loss itself, there will be a good amount of wealth and grains, and it will bring relative happiness to the people, relative relief to the people. And the second rains in charge will be moon, because of which there will be profuse production of milk. Milk, fruits, and flowers will be produced well, and people in the second half will get an opportunity to earn money also. Because of Shukra being the Rasadipati, salt, sugarcane, and sesame production is reduced. Although there will be profuse water, it will ensure that things are excess and there will be wastage. So Nilaka cloud will bring good rains and it will bring some satisfaction. Despite all these troubles, there will be some satisfaction. So one thing that is clearly seen is that last year, in the previous year, the king of the year was Mars and the minister was Saturn. So there was some conflict between the leaders. So that is why you see the person in charge, the person in power would take certain decisions, and then there would be it would not reach the people. The decisions taken by political authorities would not reach people. Whereas this year, it's sun alone who is in charge of all these things. So whatever things are done, whatever decisions are taken on the top, those things will reach people easily, and people will get the highest benefit from all these things. So that is the thing, because the Vasuki is in charge of, he is the Naga for this year. He will somehow ensure that people will get the required benefits in terms of agriculture, in terms of other things. But there will be trouble with domestic animals. Domestic animals will have shortage of fodder. There will be shortage of food, due to which there will be issues, there will be struggles that they have to take, that they have to endure. So definitely it's a not such a good year. There are troubles, there are problems. We can see already there is earthquake that has happened as soon as the onset of this year. Just yesterday, the planet Shani, he transited from Kumbh Rashi to Meen Rashi yesterday night. And this happens during the eclipse. Yesterday was an eclipse day also. It was a solar eclipse, which is itself inauspicious. And in that period, there is a transit Saturn into Meen Rashi, Pisces. And all these things definitely are not such a good sign. And we could see the results already. There are earthquakes, we can hear from the news. So definitely, this is not going to be a smooth year. There will be challenges and there will be problems. So this, as I told you, part of the Vedic culture, Dvijas read Panchanga every day, and they once in a year. And apart from that, they also read this Panchanga every day. Every day morning begins with the Panchanga shravana. When we do the sankalpa, people do sankalpa for Sandhya Vandana, for puja, for yajna, for shraddha, practically for everything, even to take bath in a river. There is a sankalpa that is to be done, and for the sankalpa, you have to recite the whole Panchanga. So all the Dvijas traditionally knew the Panchanga. They had this practice of keeping Panchanga at home, and they would study it every day. And in this way, they would be in tune with the natural clock. When simple example, what I mean by tune with the natural clock. For example, day is meant for work and night is meant for sleeping. Suppose you violate this in a because of the present day jobs and other things. Suppose we violate this system, then what happens if we start working in the night? It may fetch some money or something, but then the health will be reduced. It is because we are not working according to the natural clock. Similarly, the natural clock enforces certain times of the year where we have to work, certain times of the year where sadhana is to be emphasized. Traditionally, when there were rainy seasons, people would not travel much. They would follow the Chaturmasa vows, where they would be at one place and to focus on sadhana. And other times were the times for work. So, in this way, practically things were planned very beautifully in tune with the natural clock. All this science is the present day people don't know. So that is why they are not able to make the best use of the Panchanga. Now, the Lord is the source of everything. We know that Supreme Lord is the source of everything. So chanting of the Lord's holy name will give the highest benefit. Uh, there is a shloka which says Tadeva Lagnam Sudinam Tadeva Tarabalam Devabalam Tadeva Vidyabalam Devabalam Tadeva Vishwati Devri Yugmam Smati. Which is the best Lagna, which is the when is the best Tarabala, when is the best Daivabala, when is astrologically the best time that an astrologer can ascertain. The best time of the year that astrologer can ascertain is the time when we chant the holy name of the Lord. That is the shloka. So ultimately, the most important thing is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master. He was a renowned astrologer and he knew this Panchanga very well. And he introduced the evolutionary concept where the days and the week and the months, each of them can be chanted with the holy names of the Lord. For example, if we have the 12 months of the year, so he named the 12 months of the year beginning with Vishnu, Madhusudana, Trivikrama, Vamana, Sridhara, Rishikesha, all the way till Govinda. One may question, how can you do this thing? There is earlier you said that we have to work in tune with the Vedic system, and the Vedic system has the names of the days and the months defined. So Yamaraj mentions in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sanketyam Parihasyam Va Stovana Helnameva Va Vaikunta Nama Grahanam Asesago Haram Vidhu. So either Sanketika, either you want to indicate something, or you want to joke about something, or you want to criticize somebody. In all the ways, if you chant the holy name of God, it will have utmost benefit, is what Yamaraj says in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, why will it not have benefits if you name if you have the names of the months and names of the weeks in tune with the Supreme Lord's names? So, considering this thing, he started this Gaudiya Panjika. So, this Gaudiya Panjika, which was printed in the Gaudiya Math, it had these names of Vishnu, Madhusudana, Trivikrama for the 12 months. And the two Pakshas are known as Krishna Paksha and Gaura Paksha. And then the 7 days of the week are Sarva Sharva Shiva Sthanur Bhutar Nidhir Avyaya. So Sarva Sharva Shiva Sthanu Bhutaha Nidhi Avyaya Sambhavana. So like this, there are 7 days of the week which are mentioned by him. So these details are derived. These details are present in the Gaudiya Panjika that was printed by the Gaudiya Math. And Prabhupada especially recommended this Gaudiya Panjika for all our ISKCON centers. Everyone should follow that seriously. Currently, Vidwan Gaurang Prabhu is working on a project to introduce this Gaudiya Panjika among devotees. So, this Sri Harinama Amrita, in the name of Sri Harinama Amrita, he is introducing this Panchika among devotees. So, it's a very beautiful process by which you will learn the Panchanga, you will learn what is going on every day, and that is also in tune with the natural systems. So this is not about, just as I mentioned you earlier, this Panchanga is not just about knowing what is the time, what is the date, unlike the Gregorian calendar. Here, everything is in tune with the Vedas, in the Veda Pranahito Dharma. So the Vedas established Dharma in human society. And this is a very beautiful system of the Vedas, where everyone is somewhere or the other following the dharma. Enecha tatvika deva Vishnu bhakti parayana dharma marge prerentu bhavanta sarvevi. Everyone is encouraged to follow dharma in the Vedic system at different levels. He may be a karma kandi, he may be a karma yogi, he may be a jnana yogi, whatever level, he is somehow or the other following dharma. And in this process of following dharma, he is in tune with the panchangas, and he is in tune with the whole natural system that is going on. So that is the beauty of this process. That is the beauty of this whole Vedic system. Hence, it is especially recommended that every follower of the Vedas has a serious study of Panchanga to be done. Once in a year, there is a whole detailed Panchanga shravana where people are given direction of how their whole year will be and what they have to plan. Apart from that, there will be individual everyday reading of the Panchanga. Every day, Brahmana studies the Panchanga. He identifies what is today's sthiti, what is the vara, what is the nakshatra, and in this way, he can guide the society. So this culture is very important, because unless we know what is the auspicious time to do things and what is the inauspicious time to do things, the decisions that are taken will be wrong. And because the decisions that are taken will be wrong, there will be problems, there will be issues. We should understand that most of the people, they will not be pure devotees. A pure devotee is not affected by any happenings of this material world. Whereas, because people are still on the material platform, people are absorbed on the material stage. So people are still absorbed on the material platform, so they will have material desires mixed with devotion. Under those circumstances, that full surrender to the Supreme Lord is not there. So that is when astrology, Jyotisha, it provides real good direction, because it helps us understand what is the right thing to do, what is the wrong thing to do, what is the right time to do things, and all these things are very clearly known through the body of Jyotish Shastra. And suppose there is a pure devotee, then what does Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter? He says, Lokasangraham evapi sampashyan kartum ardasi. You are on the highest platform, but then for the people, for the sake of people in general, you have to perform. Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim astitya janakadaya lokasangraham evapi sampashyan kartum. Even kings like Janaka Maharaj also performed their duties. It was just to show people what is the right path. For that purpose, they did these things. Yadi hyam navarteyam karyam karmanya tandrataman mama vartamanu vartante manushya parth sarvasha. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, even if I, the Supreme Lord, don't follow the right path, then people will all follow the wrong path, because I am setting the wrong example. So I am also supposed to follow the right path. That's what Krishna says about himself. So what to speak of us? These things can't be neglected, saying we are on the pure spiritual platform and we don't need any of this. Mostly our bhakti is mixed, and because those who are in the mixed stage of mixed devotion service, they definitely need these different aspects of Vedic culture for their purification. And suppose there is a pure devotee among us, he needs this because he has to be a role model for others to follow. So under these circumstances, the Vedic path is recommended for all of them, and they cannot live without that. So these are some of the things we should understand from this thing. Now I would like to at the end read about how the 12 signs will be, how the 12 rashis will perform this year. Now these are general observations, because it is like overall these are the things that you'll be exposed to. However, individual charts, if you study, then those individual charts will give us individual details as to how the future will be for this particular person, because there will be some slight modification, some customization based on his individual birth details. So, but these are general signs which at least provide some good direction to people. So the 12 rashis, which the Rashi Phala for the 12 rashis, there are two aspects. One is how their year will be, how their financial, work life and health will be. And there is something called Ayavya, income and expenditure. So that also there will be a number for example, suppose I say 5 is the income and 7 is the expenditure. So that means that the expenditures are more than income. So let us see these things, how these things are for each of the charts, for each of the 12 signs. For Aries, Mesha Rashi, there will be more expenses this year because of Shani, and then there is career growth, financial stability because of Guru. There will be a balanced work life, but they have to work on relationships and they have to work on communications. The income will for the first 6 months Uttarayana, income will be 2 and expenditure will be 14, and for the second 6 months income will be 11 and expenditure will be 14. For Taurus, Vrishabha Rashi, there is balance and there is growth. There is a balance of work life, and there is growth financially. Both Guru and Shani will help in financial gains, and there will be improved relationships. Health will be stable. For the first 6 months, 11 is the income and 5 is the expenditure. For the next 6 months, 5 is the income and 8 is the expenditure. For a Mithuna Rashi, Gemini, opportunity for growth is there and there will be recognition in your career. The things will be better. Extra attention has to be given for health. They should be particularly careful about health. For the Gemini, first 6 months, 14 is the income and 2 is the expenditure. For the next 6 months, 11 is the income and 5 is the expenditure. For the sign of Cancer, Karkataka Rashi, there is spiritual growth and financial growth both together happening. There will be both spiritual and financial growth for them. However, there will be misunderstanding in relationship with people. They have to give extra attention to, they have to pay extra attention for their health. Their income for the first 6 months is 8 and expenditure is 2. For the next 6 months, their income is 5 and expenditure is 2. For Simha Rashi, Leo, there is definitely growth in finances. There are definitely health issues, and there is slow relationship. They are slow at relationship. They will have difficulties in relationship. And for the first 6 months, income is 11 and expense is 11 on par. For the next 6 months, 8 is the income and 14 are the expenses. For Virgo, Kanya Rashi, there is steady growth, lot of notable achievements. Then, however, they have to give priority for relationship and they have to give their partners priority because there will be misunderstandings possible in their relationship. Overall, they have a heavy, they have a stable health. For the first 6 months, 14 is the income and 2 is the expenditure. For the next 6 months, 11 is the income and 5 is the expenditure. For Tula Rashi, job opportunities are there and there will be more success. Guru will help them rise in social status. Extra attention is needed towards their health. And for the first 6 months, 11 is the income and 5 is the expenditure. And for the next 6 months, 5 is the income and 8 is the expenditure. Then next is Vrishchika Rashi, Scorpio. So Vrishchika Rashi will help ensure good progress and lot of good opportunities because of Jupiter, because of the planet Guru. Saturn challenges, because of Saturn, there will be challenges in partners, in relationship with people, and overall they will have a sensitive health. Their income is 2 and expenditures are 14 for the first 6 months. For the next 6 months, income is 11 and expenditure 14. For Dhanu Rashi, Sagittarius, there is growth and transformation. There are good positive opportunities for growth. They will have good relationship with people. Health, yes, they need some extra attention. Their income is 5 for the first 6 months and expenditure is 5. For the next 6 months, income is 8 and expenditure is 5. Next, Capricorn, Makara Rashi. Makara Rashi, there will be family issues due to position of Saturn. Jupiter brings friendship and good opportunities in work. Focus should be on stress management. They are unnecessarily getting stressed. Then a balanced routine is needed. Work-life balance is needed for the people of Capricorn. Their income is 8, expenditure is 14 for the first 6 months. And for the next 6 months, income is 2 and expenditure is 8. For Kumbh Rashi, Aquarius, there is financial and career stability post-March. Health is also stable. There is harmony in family life. So things are positive for Aquarius. Their income is 8 and expenditure is 14 for the first 6 months. And income is 2 and expenditure is 8 for the next 6 months. The last one, Pisces, Meena Rashi. Meena Rashi will ensure it will have high expenses for them. Then the personal growth is there, and they will have an enhanced reputation among people. They need to give extra attention to health. There will definitely be some minor stress. Their income for the first 6 months is 5 and expenditure is 5. For the next 6 months, income is 8 and expenditure is 5. So overall, different. There is a mixed bag, as I told you in the beginning. There is a mixed bag for everyone. There are positive results and there are negative results. Overall, hearing the Panchanga gives the results of taking bath in river Ganga. By taking bath in river Ganga, our sins are gone. Similarly, by hearing the Panchanga, one will get similar results. Is what is mentioned here. One who hears this with devotion gets peace all through the year. That's also mentioned in the Panchanga. The results of Panchanga Shravana is he will be peaceful throughout the year. Means that whatever be the difficulties that we are facing, we will be able to overcome. We will be able to work them out if we are able to follow this Vedic process of hearing the Panchanga every day. From a spiritual point of view, how does it matter for us? Yes, one thing is that it reminds us that one more year is gone. There was Shubhakrita Nama Samvatsara, there was Shobhakrita Nama Samvatsara, and then there was Krodhi Nama Samvatsara. So these years are gone. Now Vishvāvasu Nama Samvatsara. Very soon Vishvāvasu Nama Samvatsara will be over and the new Samvatsara will start. A new year will start. So on the blink of the eye, 1 year will be gone. So we are marching close and close to the inevitable, to our last part of our life. So it reminds us that there is very less time. Kamala Dalla Jala Jivana Talamala Bhajo Hari Pada Nitire. We are having less and less time. Time is moving very fast. So we should more and more quickly catch the lotus feet of the Lord. So this is what. So every new, if we are not able to take up this part seriously, then every new Panchanga Shravana, we will just be hearing, oh, this is benefit for me, that is bad for me, I have to just work out this and work out that, and then this year will be happy. Year on year, life after life, things are just passing on. As we told, we are sometimes surprised. 1,000 Chatur is one day of Brahma. When will that time get elapsed? But then we have seen so many such 1,000 days of Brahma. 1,000 so many such days of Brahma, so many Brahmas we have seen. Life after life, we are roaming in this material world. Brahma Bhuvanaloka Punaravartino Arjuna Mamupetyati Konteya Punarjanmana Vidyate. We have already seen so many millions of lifetimes, so many hundreds of Brahmas we have already seen. But then we are here today, and if we don't take benefit from that, if we are not taking up to the lotus feet of Krishna, to the process of serious devotional service, then again we are into this repeated cycle of birth and death. So these things like Panchanga, they are especially helping us to, they are especially reminding us that time is short. We have to athato Brahma Jignasa. Now that we have got human life, we should be more serious about Brahma Jignasa, inquiring into the absolute truth. We should be more serious about getting close to the Supreme Lord, try to understand the Supreme Lord. That is why, mercifully, extraordinary personalities like Bhakti Sansa Thakur have introduced this beautiful process by which, even while doing the daily Panchanga, we can be able to get close to the Lord. I will read a section of this Panchanga, which is very nice actually. Yeah, so this date, it is March 30th. It is the Pratipada day. Vishnu, it's called Vishnu Masa. And Sunday is called Sarvavasara or Vasudeva Vasara. Sarvavasara, Vishnu Vasa, Shukla Paksha or Gaura Paksha, and Pratipata Tithi, or it's also called Brahma Tithi, Revati Nakshatra or Shashwata Nakshatra. So these are the things that are there for today's date. So if we develop this habit of studying this Panchanga every day, studying this Panjika every day, studying these details every day, then we are very much in tune with what is the system, what is the natural order. So I request all devotees to kindly take advantage of this, have this at home, and do a regular study of this. So if we can bring the traditional practice, like when we worship the Lord or when we chant our Gayatri, if we can recite the Panchanga every day in the morning, it will be a great step towards re-establishing this Brahminical culture where the Brahmanas can guide the society. One of the expectations when Prabhupada initially awarded initiations, so there was the Harinama Diksha, then there is the Brahmana Diksha. The long-term expectation of those who take up to Brahmana Diksha was that why emphasized on Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhava and Bhakti Vedanta, because the idea was that these people develop these Brahminical qualities, they develop the knowledge and they guide the society. Brahmana is supposed to guide the society, and to guide the society we ourselves should have knowledge of these things. So the things necessary for establishment of proper Brahminical culture, Panchanga is one of these, and that we all should take up seriously, and in this way we will be able to guide the society. These are some of the things that we can understand from this. Hare Krishna. I hope the whole Panchanga Shravana session is of some benefit to devotees. If you have any questions in this regard or comments, you can please share. Thank you. Yes, Ojasvi Krishna Prabhu has raised his hand. Prabhu, you have something to say?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for taking this wonderful session. And I mean, like the insights that you have provided are truly going to help all of us throughout the year. I have asked questions specifically to the uh, Dhanurash. You mentioned about career growth and everything. Is there anything specifically mentioned about
Mhm.
relationships or health? Sorry, you had mentioned about health. My bad. But about relationships?
Yeah, as I mentioned here, for Sagittarius or Dhan Rashi, there will be good relationship with people. They don't have that problem because of the favorable transits of Shani and Guru that has happened this year. It will be good for them.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Srinidhi Prabhu, you have raised your hand. If you have a question. Hare Krishna. Srinidhi Prabhu, do you have a question? Yes.
Thank you for I'm attending such class. So I have just one question. Yesterday I got I'm trying to understand some astrological part, but I came to know that this Saturn after 30 years is changing its position, shifting to new house. So does it specifically has influence on in general public or some specific Rashi is there, like specifically to restrict if I'm trying to be asking for myself?
So Saturn, every 2.5 years, he changes his signs. So what you have read, probably what it means is that he has come back to where he was 30 years ago. Saturn takes 30 years to, he is a Manda. His other name is Manda because he's a very slow planet.
Slow,
So
yeah.
he takes 2.5 years to move from one side to another. So he is coming back to where he was 30 years ago in Meena Rashi. So for Meena Rashi, there is no major impact. For this transit, there is no major impact on Vishvik Rashi. It is the fifth house, so there is no major problem.
Fine, Prabhu. And Prabhu, this book what you mentioned, is it available online? I mean,
We are
so
working it out. This John Rank is, he has currently printed a few copies. He will be interested in doing more, so that we will gradually introduce to all of you. Yeah, you just would have to share how many of you. I mean, how much it has influenced you, and you all would be able to take this up. So that way, we will discuss more and we'll work it out.
okay. Fine, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. Any other devotees have any questions? You can ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Prabhuji,
Jayabalam.
I heard this like this was like a little bit regarding technical things like I heard once Vishnu and Narada Muni had a conversation, and Narada Muni says, Maya will not attack me. So Vishnu said, he made to take bath in a river. Narada Muni, then he becomes a woman. Then he has 60 children. Then 60 children are named after this 60 years. Is that story correct? Like, can you complete the story? Because I heard half. I was thinking like this is not
I
authorized.
heard the story, but I don't remember if those are the names of the 60 years. I will find out and I'll let you know.
Yes, sure. One more question I had, like I was sending like 2 years, like there is 3,000 some change years passed, and one you mentioned like 5,127 years passed after. What is the exact marking of
Yeah,
Kali Yuga?
clearly we have always been saying 5,000 years, right? We have always been saying. So the exact time is what is that? 5,100 and I'm coming to that. Just a
27.
minute. 5,126 years.
Okay.
That is
So
the exact.
26 years is going on from the beginning of Kali Yuga.
Sorry?
Like 5,126 year is going on, or like 27th year is going
No,
on.
27th year is going on.
Like today is the beginning of that, I guess, bro.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Pooja.
Thank you. So please let me know if there are any more questions.
So you were mentioning about different samvatsara.